Hi everyone, my name is Anju Jose and I am a student of Career Development Professional Program in Conestoga College. Welcome to my presentation. Today we are covering the topic How to Plan a Resume. This is a presentation for experienced young adults looking for a job change. Today's agenda is to cover why it is important to have a proper plan when preparing your resume, popular resume formats, how to choose a header for your resume, what is objective and profile, and how to decide which one suits your resume. We will also talk about skill summary, professional experience, education, credentials, and certifications. Few other details you can include if that is relevant for you, and what not to write in a resume. So, why you need a plan? Resume is the advertisement you give to the employer to showcase your personal brand. You need to be clear what you are offering and why you are a great fit to the role. When a recruiter reads your resume, it's the first touch point where you connect with the company. Impressing the recruiter in that few seconds when they skim through your profile need great planning and organization. A resume is the first document you could present to the company that exhibit your writing and technical skills. I have heard a number of recruiters saying that a spelling or grammar mistake in the resume is a great turn down because that shows that the lack of attention the candidate gave while preparing an important document. Also, it's not just the recruiter you have to impress. Most of the companies have an applicant tracking system where an AI supported computer software will be evaluating the relevance of your experience compared to the job description. A carefully planned and custom tailored resume can easily pass the ATS barrier and reach the recruiter for in person evaluation. The most popular resume formats are functional resume and chronological resume. A functional resume gives more importance to experience of the candidate. A chronological resume is where the experience and education details of the candidate will be mentioned in reverse chronological order. For this presentation, we will be considering chronological resume format. Let's start with the header. Your name should be the focus point in your resume header. It should be bold and in large font. You can include the data bytes according to your preference and relevance. Including a ruler line under the content details is recommended to establish the segregation of contact details from your resume content in a traditional format. In this example, you can see two headers. One with three data bytes, that is address, phone number, and email address. The second one is with four data bytes. Additional to the basic details, a link to the candidate's personal website is also given. Header, you need to give an objective or profile description based on the job you are applying for and your expertise level. If you are a fresher or looking for a career change, go with objective. It should clearly state your professional goal and showcase what you have to offer. An objective will give the reader a hint on where to focus. A profile description is best when you are an expert in your field. A good example of profile description is given here. Seasoned IT PMP with a degree in law and 8 plus years of professional experience in growing revenue of a company. Keen to leverage leadership and managerial expertise as a project manager for ABC International Corporation. Executed a lean training project that lead to cutting cost by up to 40% in 6 months. Skill summary. Here, you have to mention the highlights of your resume. The best format to follow is bullet points or column format. In skill summary, give keywords that both recruiter and ATS can easily pick up. Let's go to an example. 10 years of IT recruiting experience in recruiting senior candidates for multinational companies. This is also summarized into one keyword, that is expert IT recruiter. Former skill summary will need an actual effort from the recruiter to read through it. Better to avoid such long sentences. The latter summarize the entire idea in one line, which is ideal. Work experience. Work experience is the heart of the resume of any experienced candidate. This should be the explanation of the skill summary. The best way to write your experience is in terms of what you impact created in quantifiable terms in the form of accomplishment statements. It let the recruiter know what you are capable of. Use action verbs to describe your accomplishments. The general label format for writing an experience in chronological resume is job title, after that company name, location, followed by date of joining and last working day. Education. Education, credentials, and certifications is also an important part of a resume. Include the degree name, course duration, and any other details you feel like necessary to mention. Heads you can add if this seems relevant for you. Affiliations. This can be either career or civic, that is, organization for a dedicated profession or industry, or a community non-profit group. Another heading to include is publication and presentation if you have any relevant experience to exhibit. Awards and honors can also include to demonstrate career accomplishments. Now, let's check some don'ts of resume writing. You don't need to include your date of birth or marriage status because that is a personal information not required in resume. You don't need to include your personal data like height, weight, or ethnicity. Salary and other compensation discussion can happen later on in the interview process. A photograph is also an unnecessary addition to your resume if you are not into acting or modeling profession. Letter of recommendations and references need to be given to the recruiter only on request. So, to sum up, we discussed the importance of planning a resume. We also looked into the details we need to include in resume. A header that highlights your name, objective or profile description based on your level of experience, skill summary which pick the keywords to showcase your strength, professional experience explaining the impact you created for your past employers, and education and certifications. Hope this presentation give you some input for your resume preparation. References I used for this presentation is given for further reading and research. Thank you for listening, and I hope all this data help you in preparing a proper resume that can help you find a job in the field that you like to go for. Thank you again, and for any more information on this topic and clarification on this presentation, please connect with me.